Let me bring in Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live, co-host on Peacock, NBC, Sunday Night Football analyst, who took the biggest hit over the weekend out of that group.
Well, okay, I'm not going to – I mean, Michigan, we knew Michigan was Michigan. I mean, I don't know. That's not that big of a
Against
hit.
Indiana?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're that special, Michigan, this year. So you're right. That was bad because it's maybe Indiana. I'm not going to throw them in the class. Clemson, hey, that hurt. But, I mean, if anybody puts them outside of the top 4 or national championship contention, they're crazy without the best player in college football playing. Seahawks, I don't know, the same old Seahawks. They have no defense, and they rely on Russell Wilson every play. I think the most concerning to me would be the Bucs and how they played and how that looked overall last night, Dan.
Why did it get out of hand so quickly?
I think that the thing just, to keep it simple, I mean, it looked like the New Orleans Saints went out there pissed off, for lack of a better phrase. We're a team. We're battle-tested. We've been in these positions before. You guys are the new kids on the block, and you're reading all your press clippings. And it's like New Orleans got in their face from the get-go on the offense and defensive side of the ball and just controlled the line of scrimmage. Now, and offensively, they just picked it apart with Breeze and short passing game, and that's kind of how they do it at times. But defensively, I think that was the shock. I mean, people at the line of scrimmage, in-your-face coverage, and not being able to get any separation from the Tampa Bay receivers, and then never even really trying to establish a run game. I mean, go back and look at the play. It was like they thought, oh, it's Gronk, it's Brown, it's Evans, it's Goodwin. You can't match up with us. We're too good. And it kind of just backfired in their face, obviously.
Yeah, I wondered about the game plan there. And
right.
The addition to Antonio Brown, what did you make of that?
Well, he looked good. I mean, I can't get over how damn good the guy is without playing football for so long. I mean, he will work his way into having a spot in that offense. Now, him and Brady were off sync on that one interception, where that's about reading the coverage. The guy's too far off, you hook it up. If the guy's close to you, you go deep. They'll figure that out. I'm not concerned necessarily about that. The one thing I just look at the Bucs is, and where I've always been so excited about them, is their versatility on offense. And it's like last night they fell into the trap of like, oh, we got weapons, so let's get in the shotgun and throw it every play. But if you really go back and look at their year, they've been at their best when they have a little balance and they run the ball. And then Brady has the play action pass to Gronk over the middle and those things. And last night, it looks like they got away with it and just got a little too obsessed with the wide receiver position.
If you had to pick right now, and I said the Saints, Buccaneers, Packers, Seahawks, who's going to the Super Bowl or other in the NFC?
No, I think that's the teams that really come to mind right off the bat. I think those are the 4 main football teams. Really, until the last 2 weeks, I would have been saying the Buccaneers. It's 2 weeks in a row where I know they beat the Giants, but I know that wasn't a good look last week. And they got physically kind of pushed around by New York too. So right now, and I can't believe I'm really saying this, but the way they won last night, I mean, it's hard not to pick the Saints with, that team, that coach, the defense. I've been saying this a lot, Dan. The defense has been good all year. It's like they let 3 or 4 plays every game. They dominate. And then they let up a big pass play or 2 big pass plays. It's been issues like that. And, if they can execute like that on offense and not let up those big plays on defense, then I am going to pick the Saints.
Steelers are undefeated, but they've won their last 3 by 3, 4, and 5 points, and the losing team had a chance to win the game in the final minute here.
Yeah, like lackluster as it gets. I mean, disappointing by the Steelers defense that they let the Cowboys run the ball on them like that, kind of controlled them. It's 2 weeks in a row. The Steelers defense has been pushed around a little bit too, but I think the other thing that, offensively, the Steelers are just not a machine yet either. I expect their defense to still play at a high level. Again, it's human nature. I think they fell in the trap yesterday. Hey, we beat the Ravens. We're the best team in football. The Cowboys, who's this playing quarterback? I've never even heard of them. We're going to run them over. They fell into that trap, and Dallas is desperate and fighting for their lives over there. But the offensive thing is the thing that I look at with Pittsburgh. I do, just because, Dan, there's no run game. It's always like we got to figure out how to finagle a pass game on a weekly basis. And a lot of the times they figure out the correct formula eventually, but it's not pretty, and it's going to come back to bite them in the butt at some point.
What about the Chiefs? They can look incredible one series, and then all of a sudden you're going, Carolina's got a chance to win this game in Kansas City.
I think another case of a team that's maybe a little asleep, taking it for granted, not used to being, hey, the bullseye's on your back every week, Kansas City. You're the greatest show in town. Everybody wants to see it. Kids are tuning in to watch Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, the Super Bowl champs, all those things. I think that, there's no, you can't let down when you're the team in that position, let alone sloppiness at times. I mean, hey, I know they went for the fake punt, the Carolina Panthers. That was a big moment. Chris Jones had a few bad penalties on third downs, things like that, to where there's so many times during the game, Dan, and I know you watched, where you just go, they're about to put them away. What? They did that? They're about to put them away. What? Why would they do that? There's just too much of that at times. I don't lose faith in them, though. I do think they're one of those teams that kind of just rises to the challenge, has great belief, and there's just too many good playmakers on that team for me to think much less of them.
Pro Football Talk live co-host on Peacock, Chris Sims, NBC Sunday Night Football analyst. I was watching the Cowboys, and I don't know how a Cowboy fan will feel about this. I came away going, they cared. Like, they played like they cared. Is it that simple that it's hard to explain?
Yeah.
Given everything, all the odds and the obstacles, and you're putting in a quarterback who hadn't played, and you're going against the Steelers.
Yeah, no, I think there's something to say about that. Well, we saw the 2 weeks before that, we weren't sure if they care. Or the 2 weeks, I'll say this, the last 2 weeks they showed they cared. The Eagle game, hey, they did some good things. I think you would agree. They had a quarterback that was really, really raw, and they just didn't take advantage of the opportunities they had, but at least they showed fight. And yes, yesterday they did. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that was something I think we were all a little concerned about with the Cowboys. Even when Dak Prescott was healthy, there was moments where you just go, where's the edge, the attitude, the physicality to this football team? And the last 2 weeks with some of the cool things they've done in the run game and things like that to give them a little edge, I think has made them a little bit tougher, and they are answering the bell. And I'll give Mike McCarthy credit there. They're not a real good football team, but at least they're fighting.
Tua against Kyler was great.
What? It really was.
It was a lot of fun.
It was. I mean, first off, Kyler Murray's unbelievable. He's just a game changer with what he does. I mean, his big arm and his ability to run. And when they dial up a few design quarterback runs for him, I mean, he's special. I mean, he's got – who wins in a race between him and Lamar Jackson? Who do you think wins in a race between those two?
I think Kyler is quicker.
Right.
I don't know. It depends on how long the race is.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right.
That Lamar would probably catch him if they went past 60 yards, but Kyler's quick, man.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, he's got, I always say to Flory, he's got 3 rockets up his butt. I've never seen anybody accelerate like that. It's unreal.
Not literally.
I mean, it really is. Not literally. Not literally. No. It might be uncomfortable, but yeah, that was a fun game.
Tua's got a slide. There were a couple of moments where him, of all quarterbacks, I mean, Kyler slides, that baseball mentality. I don't understand it with you quarterbacks that, you're going to take on. We had Josh Allen on 2 weeks ago, and I said, you got to slide. And he goes, yeah, I know, but I want to run. I go, no, you have to preserve I don't care who you are. There's somebody bigger than you and faster than you.
Yes, it's part of life in football. I mean, if you want to be Tom Brady or Drew Brees, right, and have a long career, look at what they have done. Yeah. They don't let people kill them. They never let the defense get off that way. They're like, oh, look I got them flushed that way. And their greatest importance to their team is their availability. They know that. And yeah, some of these young quarterbacks, because it's this new age where they can run and make plays with their legs, they're wired a little differently. But they are still football players. Tua, you're right. It was one of the biggest concerns for him coming out of Alabama was sometimes his awkwardness with people around him. I would like him to be careful, but, man, good for him yesterday.
Why does it look like you left-handed quarterbacks are putting everything you possibly can into your throws? Tua looks like the energy, he's throwing it 80 yards, and he's only throwing it 16.
Well, he doesn't have a very strong arm. This is something that I argued with a lot of people through the draft, and this is where – again, he's doing well, but they're calling plays that fit just him right now. And how long will they be able to do it? We'll see. But you saw the game enough yesterday, right? It was bootlegs. Oh, here's a dump or a 10-yard crosser. Oh, here's a screen. And then, oh, it's one-on-one on the outside. We'll just throw a little fade, go ball right up there. I mean, that's basically what their game plan was. And my big thing about picking them apart in the college draft a little bit was just that what you're kind of talking about, NFL type throws, people around you, you can't get your whole body and give it the whole 100% effort. Are you still going to be able to make a throw with people around you in a 20-yard in cut or anything like that when that does happen? I don't know. We'll see. But either way, he's gritty. I love his charisma. And the Dolphins, you see why they had to make the switch. They made the switch not only because they want him to play and get the experience, but they knew they were good and had a chance to go on a run here. And they were in danger of putting themselves in, why would we give up on Ryan Fitzpatrick? We're 9-3. We're doing great. And I think they realized that might have been an issue, and that's why they pulled the trigger as far as getting Tua in there, Dan.
Any chance the Jets screw things up and win tonight?
I don't think so. I do think it'll be ugly, but the Jets offense is not good enough to take advantage of the weakness of the Patriots, which is their run defense. So I don't think that's a great advantage Jets. I don't think they're gonna be able to throw the ball. Jets defense is a pain in the butt, as we know, but it's not real talented. And I think eventually that Patriots offense can run the ball on just about anybody. And they're just a little bit more talented to where I think they win a 24-16, 23-14 type of game, Dan.
What are you thinking when you throw an interception or as a quarterback, and then you may have to tackle somebody? Phillip Rivers didn't have a good day yesterday. Peyton would famously just sort of fall down and and I get that.
Right.
But Andrew Luck one of the hardest hits I've ever seen in college football was delivered by Andrew Luck in a game where he threw an interception, and he closed on this guy and just annihilated him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's built like a linebacker back in his college days, so he had a different mindset than me. I know that for sure. All right. I mean, to answer the first part of the question, when you throw an interception, you throw it. You see it, and I can't believe that. I can't believe he intercepted it. I can't believe I threw it. Then he starts to run around, and you start as a quarterback, at least I did. I was like, come on, somebody make the tackle. Somebody make the tackle. And you're really hoping somebody will make the tackle, and you're just staying alive just to hope you don't have to do it. And, of course, that time is going to come where you're going to have to at one point. I made a few, I think, in my NFL career, but I got run over.
Check and see if Chris Sims has any tackles.
Chris
threw some interceptions. You know that.
18 career picks, no tackles. That's being smart, protecting the brand.
No, you know what I did too? I think I got 2 tackles actually on fumbles by the running back where he fumbled, and now I'm there, and I believe it was Frosty Rucker back in the day, the Carolina Panthers. He picked up a fumble from Cadillac Williams, and he was running right at me. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I just know I'm not going to win this. So I just got low, and I let him run over me, and I stuck up my hands, and I just thought, he'll trip, he'll fall down, and he did.
Good to check in with you, Chris. Always great to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Be good, guys. See you, everybody.
That's Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk Live co-host on Peacock, NBC Sunday Night Football analyst.